to have a Randy Moss-esque rebound is completely unrealistic, in my opinion, which is whatever you want to take it for. I think Adam Thielen's late surge in his career, high touchdowns, middle of the field, 12 to 15 yards, that's where he'll eat. He can get open. After the catch, he's not the same, right? I think Adam Thielen is his, like, right in that wide receiver 16 with a couple of number ones. Other than that, like, I want him to blow up. I have him in a lot of places because I drafted him a lot late, 10th, 12th round. I want him to do really freaking well.
All right, I forgot to tag us in the page or in the Twitter one, but we are live. We're ready to go. We're ready to do some start or sit questions.
Don't worry, I got it.
Need everybody to line them up in the chat. What's going on, guys? Welcome on into Fantasy Intervention. We have a live start or sit show coming at y'all. I believe that Adam H should be joining us at some point. However, he is not with us now. So get those start sit questions in. We will be reviewing some injuries for y'all and reviewing some of the breaking news as it comes out. I mean, Tua is out, which is, I didn't see that one coming. We have the Vikings getting hit hard right now with the COVID bug. I believe they're missing like half of their team. Thomas, do you have who's
so far? Yeah, so far only Harrison Smith has been a Hundo P confirmed on the COVID list that I've seen, but I'm tracking it down.
Yeah,
not,
I saw
out of
something about
or anything.
Anthony Barr. Yeah, of course not. Yeah, it's damn favoritism. You're a damn Ravens fan. I saw something about Anthony Barr possibly being included in that list as well, so that makes things interesting. It's a crazy week, man. It's a crazy week for injuries. It's a crazy week for just, everything that's happening. We have, who else is missing at the quarterback position that I'm thinking about right now? I think Trevor Siemian's starting, and they're talking about Trevor Siemian seeing snaps in between the 20s while Taysom Hill takes the snaps inside the red zone. So that pretty much renders both players ineffective to an extent, although the Falcons do allow a ton of explosive passing plays. But
the official for the Vikings right now listing is Harrison Smith, Kellen Mond, Michael Pierce, that's big, Chaz Surratt, and Amir Smith-Marset. Like, those are the so far the only ones.
And that's rough.
For the Ravens, Sammy Watkins is out, so
that means that Rashad Bateman should probably be in, right? Because they said that they said that Watkins would be able to go. However, he would not go if Bateman is able to play, which kind of tells you what's going to happen throughout the season over there.
To pick up a receiver live on air.
Are you doing it live on air? Oh my God.
I have to.
Why? Did you start Watkins?
I did. So I'm in a fantasy football reality show, and I've picked up with the Primetime Mock Network, and I've survived the last 2 weeks by winning immunity on the Thursday Night Showdown, and I didn't this week, and I'm kind of screwed because I have Barkley and like everyone else who's hurt.
Speaking of Barkley,
live starter sit here, Chase. Are we going Scantling, right? Higgins or Bourne? Those are my options.
I'm staying away from Kendrick Bourne, although they said what's his name is actually going to be shadowing Jacoby Myers, is what the rumor on the street is. For
I need one
Gilmore.
touchdown.
Gilmore is going to be shadowing Jacoby Myers, so that's actually pretty cool. But no, it's interesting for Kendrick Bourne, but I'm going to go with Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I think that he has the big playability. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trusting you. If it doesn't work, I'm blaming you.
I mean, you play upside. That's what you told me. That's what you've always told me. So
yeah, you don't want to play for the zero.
That's all right. So let's go ahead and kick some of these starter sit questions off as we go. CMC, he is in. I believe he's going to be on somewhat of a snap count. However, he is going to play. I believe the same. Do you have Saquon Barkley up? See, this is why we need Adam. We need Adam right now.
Yep. What do you need on Barkley?
Barkley's in, right? He's going to be on a limited snap count, I believe, as well, right?
Barkley's ankle, he's out.
Oh, he's out. Okay, cool.
He's out. He's fully out. They ruled him out on Friday. Ankle. Not COVID. Still the ankle.
Yeah, he got. Oh, that's right. He got cleared from the COVID list, and then he's out from the ankle. That's correct.
Yes.
So that is
probably just a precautionary extra week, I assume.
trying to keep up with these injuries is a full-time job. That's why we need Adam in here. Adam, if you're listening, we need you. But no, we got an adventurous week. There's a lot of different scores that are going to be happening. A lot of blowouts essentially that are going to be happening. Excuse me. We have the Atlanta Falcons that are favored by. I'm sorry, the New Orleans Saints that are favored by 7. Denver Broncos are favored by like 10 right now. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars underdogs by 14.5 up against the Bills. The Vikings score should drop. We're going to have a lot of blowouts this week. There's going to be a lot of potential for scoring high volumes of points when it comes to the wide receiver positions. However, the running back positions and what we like to highlight with the dose score, the dump off containment efficiency, that is actually going to be lacking. I believe we have the majority of teams who suck up against pass catching running backs on bye this week. So that is obviously going to skew a lot of our DFS plays. As for redraft, let's go ahead and get these questions in here, people. We have Danielito. Is that how I say it? Danielito?
Danielito
Becerra?
Becerra.
Hey, help us out, Danielito. He has Kyler Murray, right?
He's out.
He's out. So we have Jones,
Tyrod
Taylor, or Justin Fields this matchup. Now you can't run up against the Steelers. I'm going to say this right now: like running backs cannot do anything up against the Steelers, so it does create some sort of upside for Justin Fields when it comes to him having or being forced to throw and getting stuck in 3rd and long situations. However, I don't know if they have the offense that's going to be able to sustain drives, and they run a very slow pace of play. So Justin Fields' floor is like pretty much nothing. Meanwhile, his ceiling, he has the ceiling there. But
Lamar Jackson can't run on Pittsburgh. I think Justin Fields will learn that. He also is going to get absolutely shellacked if he tries to take off. Also, the Bears' offensive line is kind of doggy do. I'm playing Tyrod Taylor everywhere I have him. Taylor, when he was playing in weeks 1 and 2, was a top 15 fantasy quarterback, and he's back. He's healthy, and the Dolphins are imploding every week. I'm playing Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor is somebody that I actually wrote about for the player profiler article I just put out.
Yep, you did.
He's somebody that in DFS I'm attacking very, very heavily. However, you have to realize that he does have a very low floor. If Miami can't get going and their receivers can't, generate, yards of separation per target, like we're going to be seeing essentially a very low scoring game. We're going to see a ton of punts. We're going to see probably close to 12, 15 punts this game, and there's going to be no offense generated. However, Tyrod Taylor coming back, he showed us that he still has a little bit left in him prior to the injury in week 1. I think that Tyrod Taylor is absolutely smash play in these options. He's somebody that I think could end up giving you the highest performing or the highest point total on the week for the quarterback position up against Miami, who struggled not just up against wide receivers, but up against tight ends as well. So although Jordan Akins is actually although Jordan is the lead tight end over there. I believe he saw 29 snaps with 27 route runs. It might be 22. Either way, Brevin Jordan is somebody who could actually seize an opportunity with their actual starting tight end out this week for a 2nd week in a row. Brevin Jordan's a rookie who I actually compared to Delaney Walker. He plays very reckless. He plays, where he's just super aggressive while going for the ball. And I think that Brevin Jordan is actually a sneaky play this week, but Jordan Akins is a start as well. As for Gustavo Palafox, what's going on, man? He needs to start someone at flex. Gaskin, David Johnson, McNichols, Pollard, Javonte, Renfro, Tony, or the new guy from Tennessee. I'm guessing, is that Kenny Westbrook?
Do you mean Adrian Peterson? The new guy from
Tennessee? If it's Adrian Peterson,
if you need to start someone at the flex, it's Gaskin, right?
No,
it would have to be.
The
Houston can't stop running backs.
Yes, that's correct. So Houston's actually very subpar up against running backs. However, the Miami Dolphins like to go with the hot hand, right? And so if Myles Gaskin ends up seeing a limited amount of passing down work, which he could because the Texans are actually number 2 up against running backs in the dump off containment efficiency score, they could end up opting to go with Salvon Ahmed, especially when they get closer to the red zone. He's a little bit of a sneakier guy between the tackles. I know he's a little bit smaller, but he ends up getting he got a lot of the red zone touches back in 2020 when they were splitting work after Gaskin came back from the injury. So for this one, I think McNichols is the lock. I mean, we're talking about a team that is going to have to be passing. They just ended up bringing in Von Miller from the Denver Broncos. We're talking about, a 1-2 punch with Aaron Donald and and Von Miller, where they're going to have to generate, or they're going to be generating pressure, which means that Tannehill might not have time to let his receivers gain separation. Could end up creating a ton of opportunities for McNichols, and the Rams actually allow running backs to see targets and to see opportunity yards after the catch, especially underneath. We saw DeAndre Swift just
Yeah.
torch the Rams, right? So this is a situation where
Well,
McNichols could see 10, 15 targets this week. And I'm not exaggerating. He saw 12 targets back 3 or 4 weeks ago. So it's still in the realm of possibilities that he sees 15 targets in a week where, without Derrick Henry there, you're going to see a lot of work for him, especially on third down situations. I mean, he was still taking third down situations away from Henry from time to time.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm playing McNichols for sure. Then, yeah, that's a good point. It just I always get I personally get trapped by the Houston matchup all the time. But Miami is like, look, what Miami needs to do is they need to pull the running back off their practice squad that is an all-around complete back, the only one they have, and give
Johnson?
Jared Doak some snaps.
Oh man, Jared Doaks is an interesting name. What time is that game actually? Is that a 4:00 game or is that a 1:00 game? Let's see. That's a 1:00 game.
Well, yeah, 1
Well,
o'clock for
12
you.
o'clock your time, 1:00 mine. So they would have already done it, right? Yeah, because the injury report is due in.
Yeah,
4
no, I know.
minutes,
He's
right?
never Jared Doaks is never going to play in the NFL, but he should. It's really sad. He can catch, he can run, he's powerful, he's big. It's really upsetting. The dude looks like Michael Turner out there with slightly smaller thighs.
Oh man, that is interesting comparison. All right, so let's go ahead. Myles Gaskin or Boston Scott, not the best position for PPR. So this is what we were just talking about with Gaskin. Now, here's the deal. If I believe that the Texans, the reason why they're so good up against the dump off containment efficiency or up against pass catching running backs is because their cornerbacks suck and they can't get pressure. So they're essentially allowing quarterbacks to drop back and just deliver it to the wide receivers constantly. However, this wide receiver room isn't nearly as dominant as the ones they've played in the past. You have Devontae Parker out, Jalen Waddle's like the only guy. Now they have Jacoby Brissett at quarterback.
Preston Williams is out now.
Preston Williams is out too. Okay, that's brutal.
Yep.
So are their receivers going to be able to get open up against the Texans? And if they're not, are the Texans still going to be as good up against pass catching running backs because they're going to see a lot more targets? They're only allowing I think it's 2 or 3 targets per game to the running back. Yeah, it's let's see right here. They're allowing less than 4 targets per game to the running back. So if they
I
end
think
up
a lot of
seeing
that has
5
to
or
be that
6,
they're never like in a situation where they have to cover running backs.
Exactly, that's 100% the case. So, if they end up in a position to where the receivers can't get open, I feel like Gaskin could end up going off, but I don't think that's going to be the case this week. I think, like you said, you can run all over him. I'm leaning more towards the Salvin Ahmed game, so I'm going to lean towards Boston Scott for this starter sit question.
Yeah, 100%. And also if Bolden is out on the wire, he's definitely someone I'd look to. JJ Taylor is inactive today.
Yep, and JJ Taylor really hasn't been a functional.
It was for one game, and it makes me really sad.
Oh, Gustavo wasn't talking about Peterson. He was talking about Foreman.
Donta Foreman.
Yeah.
Hey, I love Foreman.
I do too.
I want to see. I'm so sorry for that, by the way. Foreman is a guy that I can't even think of. He was the first player I simped for in fantasy football. He had everything. And he's had opportunities. He's gotten into games. He played well, and he just keeps getting cut. I want to see Foreman play well. Foreman over Peterson in that offense, please.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see a resurgence. But that's another guy. I believe that was an Achilles tear, right?
Yeah. If Foreman scores a touchdown, I'll order a jersey live on air.
That'd be entertaining. All right. Good morning, Tim. What's going on, man? We have Khalil Herbert, Dearness Johnson. We have Jeff Wilson or Jordan Howard. Need one running back, 14-team non-PPR. And then I'll actually answer these questions from Twitter. So if you're viewing on Twitter right now, don't leave us. I will end up getting to the questions that y'all end up putting in the comments prior to. So we'll answer this question first.
Tough. Well, let's just knock off Dearness Johnson. I'm going to knock him off. Jordan Howard, absolutely not. I'm not chasing that. I think the Eagles will be behind this week, which means your boy Kenny Gainwell should at least see the field. Khalil Herbert and Jeff Wilson are the tough ones. For me, I actually want to play Jeff Wilson. Mitchell is hurt, and they've come out and said we don't know how much he'll be on the field. Actually, Herbert against Pittsburgh.
That's tough, but Herbert did well up against Tampa Bay back a few
Yeah,
weeks ago.
honestly, I'm riding Herbert. Herbert.
Remember?
Ride
Is that his new
Herbert.
name? Ride Herbert.
I'm calling him Herbert. I'm changing him right now in all my leagues.
Oh
Herbert.
my god.
Kirby.
Yeah,
I'm playing
so
Khalil Herbert.
they're going to run the ball regardless if they're successful or not. They're going to end up pounding the rock. And with Damian Williams being there, that just doesn't, reek of success for this running offense.
But Damian Williams hasn't even been like their pass catcher.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe in him. Crazy. What I'm saying is I don't believe in him. Okay. I believe in Khalil Herbert being the starting running back. Crazy. And it's nice to see an actual good running back, in this offense instead of some scrub like Dave Montgomery. So I think that Khalil Herbert is the answer in this one over these other two. Like you said, I'm not chasing the points from Jordan Howard. Jeff Wilson, I want to see what happens with the workload first. I think that he's going to see red zone touches. I think they're going to be in the red zone, but essentially he's, touchdown, boom or bust. I don't think he's going to see carries between the 20s. Dearness Johnson, I don't know if he sees the volume. Once again, it's just I don't know. With Khalil Herbert, we can at least rely on what we do know, which is, hey, he's going to get touches. I'm going Khalil Herbert.
Yeah,
all right, Devo or Deontay Harris. So Devo is dealing with some injuries, but he is going to play. Oh, Damian Harris? Yeah, that would make more sense. That would make
if it's the other one, not him.
Yeah, if it's Deontay Harris, fade that. But if it's Damian Harris, I actually like Damian Harris a lot, and I think that he's completely underrated, and I'm starting him in a lot of different leagues this upcoming week. But up against Carolina Panthers, he is tough. He is tough up against the Panthers. They're good up against pass catch running backs, and they're good up the middle. They reinforce, they stack the box, and this is a team that I would hate to go up against if I am a running back. However, we know the Patriots are going to run it. Most likely, Damian Harris is going to be the beneficiary of this. I'm going with Damian Harris. Oh God, do I really want that?
Here's the problem. San Francisco plays later. I'm keeping Devo in my lineup, and if Devo ends up being ruled out, hopefully you have some sort of pivot, a wide receiver you can pivot to.
You can go to Colin Johnson with all the injuries over there. You can go to
it's just for me.
Pettis.
If Devo plays, he's going to crush. So the way I play fantasy football is I am willing to take that risk and just pick up a waiver, right? Like I'm willing to play that risk and wait and see on Devo for sure.
I think he is going to play. I think they've already came out and said he's going to play. Or at least he's expected to be. Yeah, he saw what. Yeah,
game time call.
But no, all right. I'm changing my answer. I'm going to go Devo in this one. You convinced me. He does all right up against the Arizona Cardinals.
According to FTN, they said that his condition has worsened, so it's not looking great. Like, so if you're worried, this is on their Saturday report, which it's a great tool. Shout out. So if you are worried, right? If your game is projected to be like close, right? We all know how those projections work. If it's projected to be close, maybe play a little safer with Harris. But if you need like that big week, I'm waiting to see what happens with Devo. Personally, I'm actually actively doing that in multiple leagues this week. What's next, Chase? Chase is frozen. Look, he threw up here on the old
real quick because we did.
Oh, there you are.
What's up?
You were gone for a minute.
What's up?
You were gone for a minute.
Oh, sorry. I was probably like, all right. So I'm going to pull up some questions real quick from Twitter that we had. We had a question coming over from Ben. It was Kittle on a pitch count or Ertz this week, and I'm leaning Ertz in this situation.
Yeah, everyone's out.
Yeah,
everyone's out in Arizona.
And when it comes to George Kittle is great run or great tight end. He is going to see very limited snaps, of course, but the bigger factor, Thomas, you can't just talk in the middle of my spiel.
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. So anyways, with the Arizona Cardinals, that's where I was going with, every way that this safety is playing, the middle linebackers are playing with Hassan Reddick, with I'm drawing a blank with the linebacker's name, Simmons, and what's the rookie's name? Thomas.
You told me not to speak. I do not know defensive players.
Okay. Anyways, they've been playing very, very well up against the tight end. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank this morning, guys. A little bit tired, but no. So I'm fading George Kittle big time in all formats this week. I don't care what the
You gotta
layout is.
play him
Up against
like,
Ertz or Kittle.
Oh, I mean, you're saying you're fading him in all formats. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm still fading him.
If he's active, you gotta play him against, I don't know, every injury in an active COVID broken knee situation, right? Like,
I'm looking for a better option.
I'd play Kittle over, like, I don't know, other wide receiver threes people are playing. Like, Traquan Smith is going to be in some people's lineups. If you're telling me you're going to sit Kittle for him, I would ask you to check yourself before you wreck your fantasy leagues.
I'm doing that. All right, so we have
gross.
Tizo. I don't even know how to say it. All right, in full PPR, start 3: Cordell Patterson, CeeDee Lamb, Woods, Thielen, Judy. Cordell Patterson, CeeDee Lamb, Woods, Thielen, Judy. I'm going to start out by saying I don't think Woods is going to see a full snap count this week. I've already came across and seen it. You're starting Thielen?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, against the Ravens.
Baltimore's defense is poo-poo.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And if all of the Vikings defense is hurt, Baltimore's going to have to score, which means, right, that Minnesota is going to be in comeback mode. So I'm playing Thielen, you're playing Lamb, and I'm playing Patterson. That's a pretty easy call for me.
I think I'm going to fade Lamb. I think I'm going to go Judy, Thielen, and Cordell. Defense.
Can I ask why? Why would you fade Lamb?
So Lamb's dealing with injuries.
Judy.
And supposedly these injuries are hindering him significantly. He didn't even pop up in the injury report until I believe Thursday. But they said that he's not actually like looking smooth and looking good. He can end up seeing a limited snap count. And Judy is somebody in the slot up against Jordan Lewis, who I think is going to succeed this week. Teddy Bridgewater has actually been pretty good for fantasy overall when it comes to his raw stats, but his wide receivers haven't created yards, which has been a significant factor as to why Bridgewater has been inconsistent. That in this injury as well. However, getting Judy back is a big play, and I think that actually creates fantasy points for him, not just him getting fantasy points for himself. All right, defensive standard teams. We got Bengals or Dolphins. Ooh, I think in this case scenario, because I do believe in Tyrod Taylor so much, I'm fading the Dolphins. I'm going to go Bengals in this one up against the Browns. Do you have a different take on this?
No, I don't want Miami for anything. The only player I want to play in Miami all week is Waddle, because with Brissett, he had 12 targets last time and 10 receptions for 77 yards. Other than that, I want absolutely zero to do with Jacoby Brissett and the Dolphins.
All right, back to our Facebook questions. What's going on? Fantasy football discussion, by the way. Thank you guys for joining us, of course. Got Myles Gaskin or Khalil Herbert and Deontay Harris or Rondale Moore? All right, please help. Laugh my ass off.
Okay, well, I'm going Herbert and Rondale for sure.
Yeah, Rondale should see a ton of targets from Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy has a little bit of a pistol pop gun for an arm. You know, nothing that doesn't scare anybody. So we have Christian Kirk, who runs some of the deeper routes. Rondale Moore typically plays close to the line of scrimmage. Give me Rondale Moore this entire game, who's healthy and should be involved in this offense. Khalil Herbert over Myles Gaskin by a long shot for me. I know what I'm going to get from Khalil Herbert. I have no idea what I'm going to get from Myles Gaskin this week. However, I can suspect it's not a lot. All right, Benjamin says, please don't laugh. If you had to pick two between Drake, Hubbard, Wilson Jr., and Herbert, who would it be?
Hubbard and Herbert. I wouldn't laugh.
McCaffrey's in, right?
Look, yeah, McCaffrey's in, but if that game starts to go south at all, they're pulling him. They already said he's blatantly on a snap count. So playing Hubbard isn't necessarily a bad thing. Yeah. And we've been talking about Herbert the whole time. The thing with Jeff Wilson Jr., if Mitchell was out, I would be all in on playing Jeff Wilson Jr., but he's not out. They're going to like give him a run. He's probably going to pull something and be out for 3 weeks. But I'm going to wait a week on Wilson. Keep Wilson. Don't drop him or anything. And Drake is just dead to me, especially after the last album he put out. But yeah, give me Hubbard and Herbert.
All right. We have, I'll take the same. Jeff Wilson Jr. offers a little bit more upside. So if you need to, if you're projected to lose the game by a significant factor, you need to get a guy who could give you 2 touchdowns. I'd probably fade Hubbard,
do that,
and give you Wilson. But Hubbard's a lot safer option at this point. There's a good chance that he sees first and second downs, and Christian McCaffrey just plays on third downs. So Hubbard's going to give you 8 points this week. You can bank on that. Meanwhile, Wilson Jr. might give you nothing. So
Wait a minute.
it's hit or miss with both with Wilson. I think Hubbard's safer. All right, full PPR Waddle or Gaskin in the flex. What's going on, Ryan? I am going to go with Waddle in this one. I think that it's a slightly tougher matchup. However, their slot guy has actually been good so far this year. I don't have the name off the top of my head. I can't remember it. But their slot guy, he's a 5th-round pick back in 2020, I believe. He's been actually solid this year. Teams aren't targeting him at all because the other 2 corners are so much worse than what he is. So I think that although this is something that it should be an easier answer for me, like I would normally pick Waddle and then like a long shot on this one, I would hesitate to go Waddle, but I'm still like I still don't think it's all that close. I'm going Waddle.
Yeah, it's Waddle for me, and like
I was trying to create an argument. I was trying to create some sort of like friction, like to where like it's not a it's not guaranteed. It's Waddle.
I'll create my own argument, and I'll create my own argument like this. I hate Jacoby Brissett for my fantasy options, all of them, but Waddle is the best player on the team right now, so I want to play him. Like that's gonna be it. I think they're actually using Waddle in a way that is creative. It's at the line of scrimmage. They're motioning him around. He's the number 1 target in a lot of their plays. So give me Waddle. Any word on CNC? David, he's playing, but he's going to be limited. He's going to be on a snap count. Temper your expectations.
All right.
Oh, we did Ryan already answer that for him. GG.
Yeah, sure did.
Not the Ravens. Oh, actually.
Defense. Chiefs
not the Ravens defense.
Bay. The Ravens up against Minnesota. All right.
Not the Ravens.
This is tough because the Chiefs, I mean, they can give you nothing. Literally, they can give you negative points in some formats.
I'll take Jordan Love's first start in a game where they're probably going to run the ball a whole lot versus anything against the Ravens about to get gashed for 175 yards by Dalvin Cook. Actually, both teams can probably give you a 0, but Baltimore can likely cause a turnover off Cousins. So actually, I'm gonna play Baltimore.
That's kind of where I was leaning with like all these injuries and stuff,
suck.
COVID situations. We could end up seeing the Ravens actually give you a touchdown for or an interception for a touchdown or a sack for a touchdown. But at the same time, you have Jordan Love over there. We don't know what to expect from Jordan Love. I think that the Green Bay is going to run the ball a ton this game. I think there's going to be a lot of checkdowns. I don't think there's going to be as many opportunities for turnovers. However, in the fourth quarter, we could still see points being scored by this defense. We could see sacks start to pile up as well for the Chiefs. Obviously, Jones is doing a little bit better over there on the outside. I'm going to go Chiefs, but it's very close for me. You're playing 2 different upsides, so I believe it's whatever offense you think is going to end up throwing more interceptions. I think they both could end up doing it. I'm going to go with the Chiefs though in this one. All right, PPR ESPN League. Should I move DJ Moore to the bench, replace him with Brandon Cooks as wide receiver 2? Move Gaskin to my flex to replace Cooks. Wide receiver 1 is Diggs. RB1 and RB2 are Aaron and Josh Jacobs. Had Henry.
Okay, right, look, so this is going to hurt me to say, but I'm probably playing Brandon Cooks over. Oh, my God. I can't answer this question. I'm too biased. Sorry. I always want to play DJ Moore. It'll always be DJ Moore for me. Always. Every time.
Yeah, I don't know how you could play. So, essentially, you're asking, should you play DJ Moore or Gaskin?
Right? Or Cooks.
No.
DJ Moore
Cooks is in his slot. Cooks is in his slot right now. So essentially, he's saying like if you move Brandon Cooks to replace DJ Moore, then his slot would open up. So in other words, DJ Moore is in the slot.
No,
so
keep it as
DJ Moore or Gaskin.
I'm not. Not Gaskin. Play Moore.
Yeah,
it hurts me to say because New England is going to torment Darnold all day. But
guys, get those
DJ Moore is
questions.
still getting 8 to 10 targets a game.
Get those questions in first, guys. If you all have any starter sit questions, get them in. We are answering any and all starter sit questions. I'm saying go DJ Moore and Cooks in this one. I'm thinking that Cooks could have a massive game, and I don't see a situation where I would ever take Gaskin over DJ Moore unless the team was very poor up against pass catching running backs. You guys go check that over there at fantasyintervention.com/DOCE, the dose score. It's been something that we've been working on for, I don't know, close to 8 months now. And it's been very reliable. It's actually hit on over 80% for 4 of the past 5
You're
weeks.
crushing it with that. Like you're crushing it with that.
It's insane, man. I'm getting all like antsy.
I know I poked fun at it at first, but I'm using it. I'm now using it.
a lot of people did poke fun at it, but
Well, it's something different. That's how the world works.
Very true. Very true. We're getting there. We're figuring it out. Go check it out over there at fantasyintervention.com.
Of course, I was poking fun at it playfully. I just want to note that mine was playful.
All right, so let's see. Any other starters? Okay, we got a couple that rolled in.
We got a few right here. Right here. We're gonna get you Terry Fred Merritt. Fred Merritt. I love that.
Pick one for PPR. Johnson, Carlos Hyde, Salvon Ahmed, Core, or Jordan Howard.
Pick one. Decor. I don't know who Decor is, but they sound like a badass. Man, I think I'm actually in a PPR format going to play Carlos Hyde. I think I'm going to play Carlos Hyde. He's going to catch like 5 screen passes and net you like 8 PPR points.
Who's Decor?
I don't know, but
I was thinking like Corey Davidson first, maybe, but obviously
Derek Gore.
Oh,
Gore. I'm not chasing Gore's. I'm not chasing Gore's points. Hyde is a player that is going to net you PPR points. The Jaguars will dump off screen passes to Hyde, who can physically catch the ball. So I'm playing Hyde in a lot of places right now.
Yeah, I'll probably take Hyde out of these questions, but actually, Gore isn't that far behind for me. Gore's somebody who should see.
It's close.
He should see plenty of opportunity in this game. Towards the fourth quarter, if the Chiefs can actually stop throwing interceptions indirectly off the hands and helmets of their own players.
Well, Terry, I'll say this: if you need 2 touchdowns, play Gore probably. But if you just need a level playing field, I would play Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, I'm taking Hyde in this one for sure. But I wanted to make a case for Gore, as he could be relevant in a lot of leagues. I don't want to just dismiss him.
For sure.
All right, Jimmy G or Tyrod this week. I'm locking in Tyrod Taylor. I don't think it's going to be relatively close. Tyrod Taylor's going to dominate.
We're going to get burned, and Tyrod Taylor's going to put up negative points just because of how confident we've been.
Well, of course, too. I have him in almost every single one of my DFS builds for this week. Is like the grossest option ever. No, he's not everyone. He's in like 30% of my DFS builds. Dude, it's brutal because like I had to take a shower after targeting this game of the Houston Texans versus Miami because I just felt dirty playing it, man. It's gross, but it is what it is. All right, CJ Uzomah or Hunter Henry, PPR. Whew. All right, so we have Hunter Henry.
Cool. Okay.
Up against which
Carolina.
It's going to be a tougher matchup over there, of course. Their safeties like to play in the nickel and cover the tight ends coming off the line. CJ Uzomah has the Browns, which I believe the Browns.
Give me Uzi because he can score. Give me Uzi.
Yeah, I'll take Uzomah this one.
Give me Uzi. Hunter Henry's going to get like 3 catches. He's going to get 3 targets, 2 catches for 5 yards, and hopefully he scores. Give me Uzi. Upside play. Browns are in trouble right now. Maybe they'll rally with the drama, but no, I'm out.
Yeah, I'll take that. I just don't like the matchup when it comes to Hunter Henry up against the Carolina Panthers. All right, we have Adams, Landry, Cooks, and Samuel. Currently have Samuel as my flex with Jeff Wilson as backup. If Samuel does not play, that's very smart, Tim. Should I switch Landry off my bench for any of my starters? No, you should not. Landry is somebody who will give you a 5 catch for 50-yard performance time and time again. And it's not something that I would like to chase, especially up against the Bengals, who've been a lot better up against wide receivers than what we've seen in the past. This defense seems like it's actually gone through a little bit of a resurgence for the Bengals. And although they kind of struggled, I'm fading Jarvis Landry this week.
Should I switch Landry off of my bench?
Yeah,
so I have to read that question again.
So he's asking if he should start Landry over Adams, Cooks, and Samuel. So, in other words, I
would play Landry over Samuel.
No, I would not.
Jarvis?
Yeah, no way.
Jarvis Landry.
I would not. I'm not a Jarvis Landry guy. He didn't do enough for me last year.
Curtis Samuel, the guy that hasn't done anything all season.
No.
He's hurt constantly.
Devo.
Which Samuel you refer? Or Devo?
I'm guessing it's Devo.
Well, if Devo doesn't play, you play Landry. Yeah.
But he's saying that he has Jeff Wilson in his slot just in case Samuel does not play.
Oh.
So he has that backup option just in case he doesn't play.
I was very confused.
Because the 1 o'clock game, the Browns play at 1 o'clock, so he wouldn't be able to put in Landry if Devo Samuel's out. Are you okay?
Oh man.
You
Yeah,
okay?
no, I get it now. I finally get it now. I got you.
All right.
There was a lot happening with that.
There was. Look, we got a lot of comments in here from the decor question. You guys figured it out a lot quicker than we did. Thank you very much. All right. I got Russ on IR and Tua is out now. So Jimmy G or Tyrod? Yeah, we're going with Tyrod in this one for sure. I think that was the same question from above. Full PPR, Tony Pollard, Javonte Williams, Jeff Wilson Jr. All right, this is tough because Dallas Cowboys, I believe, are like 5th or so. They're actually good up against the running backs thus far in the season. And we don't know which one's going to go off when it comes to Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams. And I hate saying that we don't know because I like to pride myself on my research and I like to have an actual valuable opinion as to two different players. But we're talking about two players who have very, very similar roles and very, very similar play styles. Melvin Gordon typically sees a few more targets per game than what Javonte Williams sees, but they're interchangeable backs. And they pretty much will play, 2 to 3 snaps at a time. They'll pull the other guy out. The other guy will get 2 to 3 snaps. They don't even play full drives. They don't even play the hot hand. They just play.
I know. It's a nightmare.
It's literally the equivalent of a timeshare over there. And so it's tough to sit there and say, but I think I'm still going to take Javonte Williams over Jeff Wilson Jr. and over Tony Pollard. I think the Cowboys could end up getting up in this matchup. So I don't see a reason why Tony Pollard would actually get snaps until the fourth quarter. With that being said, Denver's defense is pretty good. And although they have had hurt linebackers, they went off and traded for their new middle linebacker, Kenny Young, I believe is his name. And so he should help solidify that center of their
He's
defense.
Bad. He won't. Yeah, I'm still playing Javonte. It's
better than having an undrafted player from 2015 beating your starting middle linebacker who runs a 4.8 40 time.
Fair.
That's bad. I mean, he's gotten burned by Chris
Henderson
Evans.
Is out for Carolina. That's interesting.
Yeah, yes, he is. All right. Are you going Javonte Williams as well?
I said Javonte, yep.
Okay, cool. I didn't hear you, my bad. What's going on, Jamie from the UK? What time is it over there in the UK? I'm curious.
Bully Day. Bully Day, Jamie.
Do they have multiple time zones in the UK? Jamie, do you guys have multiple time zones in the UK? I'm curious. All right. Standard scoring. Needs a flex. Connor, Cook, or Booker? Who are we starting?
Booker, because he's going to be the starter. He's going to have to work.
Over Cook?
Which Cook?
Maybe if it's Jared Cook?
I would need to know which Cook.
Because Dalvin Cook should automatically be in your lineup, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's not going to be the good one, so I'm going to play Booker.
Well, a lot of people are going out there and they're launching Jared Cook in their lineups because they see how many touchdowns the opposition's allowed.
Give me Booker.
Yeah, the Eagles, I believe, have allowed the most touchdowns to the tight end position. I actually have that up right here. Give me a second.
Your clock is ticking, sir.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go Booker in this. I don't know, man. Connor could see a ton of touches with Kyler Murray
I don't want Connor.
I know you hate Connor.
No, it's not
you
that.
Hate Connor.
Right?
You hate
Connor a ton. I have played, first off, the man is a hero. I do not hate him. Hate's a strong word, Chase, and we don't use it here unless it's for Jacoby Brissett. And Connor needs touchdowns. The Colt McCoy-led offense is just not one I'm banking on him getting multiple opportunities for. Give me Booker.
Hey, you're welcome, Ben, by the way. Sorry, I kind of stumbled through your answer, but
I'm in Winnipeg, yo. That's what's up, Ben Patnick. I'm in Winnipeg, so that's why the hat is on.
All right, who should I start, Devo or Ayuk? My answer is always going to be Devo.
The best part is you get all day to figure it out, right? If you have both of them, you're in a great spot. Like Devo looks rough. Exactly. Yeah, on this question specifically, if Devo's healthy, actually for safety, I'm actually going to play Ayuk. Period.
Oh, okay. I don't like
even if Devo plays, you don't know how long he's going to be out. And since you have the backup option, I'm playing Ayuk.
Yeah, Ayuk's out for me. I'm taking Devo, unless obviously Devo's out. Then of course you have Ayuk to play. All right,
you would play 1 quarter of Devo over a full game of Ayuk.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh,
That's how much I hate Ayuk.
somewhere in the ether, Jacob Sanderson just got like tingles down his spine.
Watch him be in the chat here in 2 seconds. All right, Rams defense or Cards defense. This is a game where the Rams could just tee off on Tannehill. Tannehill could end up having 2 interceptions and like 5 sacks this game.
I'm
Meanwhile, the
playing the Rams
Cards,
D.
I don't know, the Cards can score. So I think the Cards are actually kind of safer. Meanwhile, the Rams defense the Rams Titans game could actually be somewhat of a high scoring game, especially if the Rams go up early and the Titans
But
have
you
to
s-
pass and they go to like more of a quick passing offense. And Julio Jones is healthy too. So it's not like you can just take AJ Brown out
Well,
with
he's as
Jalen
healthy
Ramsey.
as he's gonna be.
He's not on the
I would
injury
never
report at
call
all.
Julio Jones.
He's not even
Yeah, he did that
questionable.
earlier. He did that earlier in the year, and then he was out in the first quarter, right? So he's as healthy as he's going to be. Look, the way I view defenses is the same. I don't care if the other team can score on me. I care if I can counter that team scoring with me with sacks and turnovers. Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. I want the Rams defense at all times in every matchup
I don't
because
disagree
you
with that.
never know what they're going to be. A blocked kick, right? A return, like they have the ability to do all of that.
I like that take. I can't argue with it. Solid. All right, so we have the Rams defense or the Cardinals defense. You went with the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams as well, but it's close. I think it's going to be close. All right, the 49ers D on the roster.
Oh, not the Vikings.
The Vikings D. Yeah, definitely not the Vikings
They're
this
getting
week.
hit with COVID. Not the Vikings.
Tim, I don't know if you saw the beginning to our show. We talked about how the Vikings are literally getting torched right now by COVID. They have 3 or 4 starting defenders
Harrison
out.
Smith is out for sure. Pierce is
Surratt,
already listed out. Sherratt. Yeah, not the Vikings.
yeah, and I think I saw something on Anthony Barr, but I can't confirm that it actually he was out or not. But I did see something on Anthony Barr. So either way, it's the 49ers D up against Colt McCoy. I think that there will still be offense, generated through this game, but overall it's going to hit the under. It's not going to be a very high scoring game. And you'll still see opportunities for turnovers from Colt McCoy. All right, pick 2, running backs, ESPN, PPR, Elijah Mitchell, Darrell Williams, Adrian Peterson, Tony Pollard. This one's tough. You are in a tough spot, my friend.
So I'm personally going to play Darrell Williams and Tony Pollard. I don't want to play Peterson this week at all. Elijah Mitchell is super banged up. Williams is still going to catch some passes, right? That's what he did, even though Gore scored. You flip that around, and all of a sudden, Darrell Williams plays huge in fantasy last week. And Pollard, I'm just going to play him over 2 people I just don't trust this week. Peterson's coming off the couch, and Mitchell is barely going to play today, I guess.
But Adrian Peterson is the lead back.
Nah, he's not going to be. He's not going to be. You don't plug and play 36-year-old guy off the couch. It's going to be McNichols this week. Like, he's going to get 80% of the touches. I'll call it now.
I'm going Darrell Williams for sure.
I'll tell you this. If Adrian Peterson outscores Tony Pollard this week, I will, I don't know, take a shot of hot sauce on my show on Friday.
All right. I'm going to go Adrian Peterson in this one over Tony Pollard. That's just, I just think he's going to see it. I think he's going to see the touches. I think he'll do all right. I do think that McNichols is going to outscore him, by the way. McNichols is my lock of the week. So that's why it's so tough for me.
I know, but I'm going Pollard over Peterson. So I'll make the bet. Want to do hot wings? You do on Wednesday if you lose, and I'll do on Friday if I lose.
Why don't we just do it on the next Starter Sit show?
Okay, fine.
Next Sunday.
Hot wings first thing in the morning. Starter sit. If Pollard outscores Peterson, you're eating the hot wings. Vice versa. If Peterson outscores.
I'm not going to do DeBomb, but I'll do my second hottest hot sauce because if I do DeBomb, I'll be unconscious for the rest of the episode.
I have. Yeah.
DeBomb kills me. All right. Did you see my show when my face went numb and it puffed up?
I did, yeah. What just happened? All right, here we go.
All right, help, bro. PPR flex, MG, 3, Melvin Gordon, Agnew, Drake, or Gore. And then Higbee or Schultz. I'm going Schultz. No, wait. No. I'm not going Schultz in this one.
This may sound crazy, but I actually kind of want to play Jamal Agnew. Okay, so Agnew sounds crazy when you say it out loud to yourself.
It does.
But If you look at what he's done the last couple of weeks, 63%, 59%, 72% on the snap share, 12 targets last week, 6 targets the week before that, 7 the week before that. Like he's doing what we want Chenault to do. And Urban Meyer seems to love him. No J-Rob could change how they operate with him at the line of scrimmage. I kind of want Agnew. Agnew is doing what I imagine Urban Meyer wanted Tony to do when they wanted to draft Kadarius Toney. So give me
Should be
Jamal
Laviska
Agnew in
Shenault.
this
This is
scenario.
killing me. Laviska Shenault not being relevant in this offense kills me because it's
It's
like the worst
a
offense
burn.
ever, but it's the perfect offense for Shenault to actually thrive in, and they're still not utilizing him properly.
But until that happens, I actually kind of want Agnew. Like he's playing, he's on the field, and when he's on the field, they use him. So give me Agnew. 515 in the UK from Jamie Benton. Like I said, bully day, homie.
It's just one time zone. Hell yeah. I'm going to go with, I mean, Agnew's not a bad take. I can't hate on that, but I think I'm going to go with Melvin Gordon and locking him over Agnew, but it's very, very close for me.
I'm contractually obligated.
I need one more week to see Agnew. I need one more week from Agnew before I actually bounce on board with that.
I'm contractually obligated to never claim Gordon as a good play.
It's Gordon and Connor for you. All right, and then on the other one, I'm going Higbee over Schultz. I'm not playing Schultz up against Justin Simmons this week for the Broncos. They've been very, very good up against the tight end. I talked about it last week. People are like, "Oh, Ricky Seals-Jones, Ricky Seals-Jones." No, Ricky Seals-Jones was not the answer last week. I don't care if he's playing 100% of snaps. Yeah,
that's a purely Jacob shout out right there.
Yeah, he was like when you have tight ends when you have safeties that are tight end racers, you can't play them.
I know. I just love it. I love it. I love this.
Taylor, whatever his name is over there for the Rams, he was one for like a season. There's a few of them throughout the league that are just tight end erasers, and Justin Simmons is one of them. Ricky Seals-Jones was not the answer last week, and Schultz is not the week this week. But yeah, Higbee could end up putting up a bunch of points against the Titans. I'll take that one. And then, I'm going to go with Melvin Gordon over Agnew. All right. Would I start Booker over Brandon Cooks in standard scoring flex? No, I would not. Although, all right, Booker's a little bit closer for me up against the Raiders, but the Raiders still are pretty good up against pass catching running backs. And, they haven't utilized Booker enough in the passing game for him to be a lock.
In non-PPR formats, I want the better player, and Brandon Cooks is just the better player. Right? You're not getting that dump off PPR spam that makes Booker worthy of playing. And Cooks actually has a really good chance of scoring this week with Tyrod back. It's not Davis Mills, folks. Cooks. And even last week with Davis Mills, Cooks still popped off. I'm back on the never doubt Brandon Cooks train.
You're welcome, Tim. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. So if you have any other starter sit questions, get them in because we have to go set our lineups and finalize our DFS stuff. So if you have any other starter sit questions, get them in. We are about to finish this up with our last 3 or 4 questions. So Hunter Hall says, as a Titans fan, McNichols will play between the 20s, and Adrian Peterson will most likely get the touches in the red zone.
We'll see how that goes. Season progresses for sure, but this week I just can't see them putting Peterson in all the clutch scenarios. You'll get a couple, but off the couch when their season is kind of on the line is the number 1 seed right now. I can't see it.
How does everybody have this combination of players? I feel like we've gone through like 10 questions where they have this like
Javonte Wilson. Yeah.
I mean,
it's Javonte, guys.
Oh, that's why, because he asked the question a little bit above. All right. We're going Javonte in this one. Javonte he's going to see the field. He's going to see some opportunities. He's got to break out soon, right?
Ugh.
He's got to break out soon. Gordon. I have one league where I'm starting both Melvin Gordon and Javonte.
Ugh. Yeah, you get 2 halves of a running back anyway.
Oh, man. Yeah, and Hunter brings up Agnew, right? Crazy, but Melvin Gordon is 10 points if he scores. And that's somewhat true. But Melvin Gordon's seen targets too. He can see 3 catches.
I'm playing that right. I want maximum ceiling, and Melvin Gordon doesn't have it. So
I'm wearing pants today. They're joggers. Okay.
I don't know what's happening right now, but I'm
wearing pants. It's Axel. It was actually kind of a funny story. It was one of my first live shows that I ever did, and I was not wearing pants. I rolled out of bed and I was like, shit, I got to do the show. And I hop on and he called me out right away. And it turned out I was not wearing pants that day. Anyways, Guess we're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thomas, you want to let
I'm
everybody
wearing
know where to find you?
Grogu slippers right now, so
I'm not
that's
wearing
how
any
I roll
shoes.
over here in Winnipeg. Yeah, you can find me every Tuesday at the Fantasy Walkabout over there at the Full Tilt Dynasty Podcast and Dynasty Vipers Network. You can catch me Friday, the Full Tilt Dynasty Podcast. Alberto or Pollard? It's Pollard. You can find me Friday at the Full Tilt Dynasty Podcast. What up, Jamie? And yeah, you can catch me Sundays every other week over there. So it'll be next week with Chasing Points, and you can find my work with Trophy Smack there every week.
Yeah, he's Axel said he likes it better with no pants. I just saw that as I was switching
The
screens.
no pants and the mustache combo would be a horrific scenario for everyone watching. It would be a violation.
Did Noah Fant get ruled out yet?
Yeah, it's Alberto. It's been Alberto all week. You do a show with Jacob. He didn't tell you that?
No, I love Alberto. Alberto, Jacob stole my pick on Wednesday night, by the way. I've been on Alberto all week.
Can I ask you a question? Why do people love Alberto when Noah Fant is like just as physically gifted? I don't get it.
Couldn't tell you. I just liked Alberto with Drew Lock.
There's like more excitement for Alberto playing than like Noah Fant when he's healthy. I don't understand how it works.
Axel said I like it better in the pants. I buy the OnlyFans. Oh man, we actually talked about doing an OnlyFans for this show back last year. All right. Yeah, and Albert Akwe Boonham is an amazing player. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here once again. Maybe. If y'all go check out the Dose Score Fantasy Intervention.dose, it is DOCE. It'll actually tell you which pass catching running backs to play, so make sure y'all go check that out. What did you do? What just happened?
I'm sorry, but the Browns have Odell Beckham Jr. listed as out on an unofficial report. That's so dirty.
And you guys can go check out all of our content over there at FF_intervention. Once again, that's FF_intervention on Twitter, and join our circle _ over there on Twitter as well. Big shout out to Fantasy Football Discussion. Love you guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you guys for letting us intervene with your fantasy football life. We're out.